Is Curious George really an ape? Curious George, the Brown Paint Conspiracy. I don't usually write about lost episodes. I'm a part-time produce clerk and full-time skeptic. But this changed me. It began at a garage sale in a suburb where the street signs were written in Comic Sans, and all the dogs wore sunglasses. And by sunglasses, I mean angry stares, anger that I was researching lost episodes. Their brains could feel it, the harmonic frequency of light and matter being twisted, corrupted, contorted. That should have been the first red flag. The tape. Among the clutter was a lone VHS tape. It was labeled in Sharpie, Curious George, do not watch unless you're ready to SEE. There's a difference between looking at something and actually seeing it. Anyone can look at something, but to see it is to see what it is, what it truly is, no more and no less. Naturally, I paid 75 cents and ran home like a caffeinated ferret. The tape began with the familiar theme song, only the audio was reversed and layered, with the sound of mayonnaise being stirred aggressively. The visuals were normal, until the man in the yellow hat entered the scene and said, in a strained whisper, "I have to go to the bathroom. Also, something's off about George." George was standing still, too still. His eyes blinked out of sync. One of them blinked sideways. Wait a minute, was that a monkey? A drawing? A post-production artifact? Was George even a monkey? The investigation begins. The man in the yellow hat, whom I'll now refer to as MIYH, because I'm tired of typing that, began narrating his suspicions like it was a low-budget noir film. Every day, George eats exactly 32 banana slices. Never more, never less. That's not curiosity, that's precision. The man in the yellow hat is so busy investigating, he forgets to urinate and pees on himself. Wait a minute, that's why he was yellow. He opened George's room. Inside, there was no bed, just a large vat labeled acrylic, brown number 46. The neighbors are outside, leering at this strange man who lives alone with an ape. MIYH dipped a finger into it and sniffed. Paint. Definitely not banana flavored. A scream rang out from the living room. George. No, George was peeling. Not emotionally, literally. And not like a banana, or even like eyes, or even like a banana. He was peeling, like a banana, the horrific reveal. The footage went grainy as MIYH tackled George and ripped off a strip of fur. Underneath was wrinkled, pale skin, and lipstick. Lots of lipstick. George stumbled back and let out a wheezing cough. "Ethel!" MIYH cried. She nodded, a single rhinestone earring falling to the floor. Yes, Curious George was actually a mail-order transvestite from New Jersey, covered in brown paint, impersonating a monkey for over 2 decades. "Let's drink some beers by the pool and play Parcheesi," George hissed, mumbled, fell backward, his/her wig falling off, revealing gray hair, wrinkles, and several $20 bills covered in hot mustard. "You were never a monkey. And you," she rasped, "were never human." Hat off. The man in the yellow hat stared at his trembling hands. "They always told me not to remove it." He reached up and peeled off the yellow hat with a sucking sound not unlike a plunging toilet. He was still urinating on himself. Gallons, hundreds of gallons, swimming pools of urine. Underneath was another head, larger, pocked, glossy, and with 3 eyes. A blinking triangle glowed on his forehead. His voice changed, digital and echoing. Omicron Perseus 6 report. Subject George compromised. Identity fraud detected. Initiate exfiltration. The ceiling of the cartoon house opened like a waffle iron. A polygonal spaceship descended and scooped him up in a beam of raspberry light. He ascended, leaving Ethel George to smear more paint on her face and mutter about jazz. She began to hit on various cups, spoons, and utensils in the kitchen, arranging a dinner date behind a local Denny's, where she would fling hamburgers at the wall and moan the words Mountain Dew in Sanskrit. The escape and failure. The ship darted across the sky. MIYH pressed buttons with symbols shaped like utensils. A robotic voice chimed in. Calculating. Destination. Goober Zoo. Earth. No, no, he barked. Not the zoo. Too late. The ship crash-landed into a real zoo. Real apes poured in from all directions. These weren't cartoon apes. These were the kind of apes that could dismantle a vending machine in 5 seconds flat and then shame you with their eyes. They grabbed him, ripped his arms off, eating, dining on his flesh. His head broke off, revealing he wasn't an alien, it was just a Party City Halloween costume with special bags inside that allowed you to pee in them while walking around. They ripped him open and urine shot everywhere. They were dining, eating the man in the yellow hat, or MIYH for short. I almost got away with it, he mumbled. I almost got away with making them think she was a monkey. Evidently, the yellow hat had been trying to pass George off as a monkey so that the cops wouldn't get suspicious about his sexy girlfriend, thinking a man who lived alone with a monkey would be too cool for school. I thought I was too school for cool, he mumbled, swallowed his tongue, and continued to urinate. The screen went static, then one last frame. MIYH, battered, covered in banana peels, being force-fed paint by a chimp named Gary. Aftermath. I turned off the VHS, then I turned it back on. The tape was blank. I tried to return it to the garage sale. The house was gone. Just a note on the ground. Curiosity didn't kill the cat. It revealed the alien. Life lesson. If your monkey blinks sideways, check your paint supply. Don't trust men in yellow hats or men with yellow clothing. Remember that the true joy of owning an ape is to concern your neighbors about all the things you could be doing with that ape when the blinds are shut. And never trust a man who wears a yellow hat in the bath.